Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Keith Andrew Network. I am your host, Keith Andrew, and this is episode 243. I'm here with the talented and beautiful Nicolette Marie, and I just want to say thank you for being a guest on my talk show.
Thank you for having me.
Now, for people who want to know what the Keith Andrew Network is, the whole point of the Keith Andrew Network is to show people that even with having a learning disability, I can still overcome controversy and reach my goals in life. At the same time, I'm able to turn myself into a perfect example for people out there dealing with any types of learning disabilities and disabilities. But you should never give up, and you should prove to people you can stem out to something. With that being said, half hour, 40 minutes of your time, so anyhow, that's as much time as you like. With that being said, what can you tell us about yourself, starting off?
Well, let's see. Currently, I am a hairstylist, so that's my day job. I love doing that because it helps people to be and feel more beautiful than they already are. I also model, and I have done a little bit of acting.
No, absolutely. Now, before we get to your career, actually the easy questions first. When you were growing up, did you ever do any sports growing up? Did you ever want to be a professional? And let's answer those questions first. So, did you do any sports growing up, and did you ever want to be a professional and doing sports?
Well, no, I never did any sports. I did dance. I was in ballet when I was 4 years old, and that didn't go very far because my teacher at the time that I really liked was quitting, so my mom pulled me out. So I didn't progress on to be a ballerina, but I still had fun doing it anyway. So, no, not necessarily any sports, but I would have liked to.
No, absolutely.
Oh, you know what? I did, actually. Come to think of it. I was in martial arts when I was 13.
Well, two questions about that. Now, the first one is, when you were a dancer, did you ever cause any pile-ups or anything?
No, I didn't.
I love that stuff. I'm a loser. Now, for the martial arts, did you ever want to become a professional, number one? And did Mighty Morphin Power Rangers have a big influence on that?
That was kind of the influence at the time, yeah. No, I don't think that I wanted to become a professional. I wanted to be a black belt for sure, but I didn't want to become a teacher or a stunt person, doing martial arts in the movies or anything like that. That wasn't my goal. It was basically just to learn self-defense and to be able to beat up my brothers. I'm just kidding. I didn't really.
No, absolutely. Now, while on the subject of Power Rangers, which one was your favorite, and who really just pissed you off that you just wanted to kick their ass?
Interesting. I think I liked the yellow Power Ranger when I was younger. Definitely. She was badass.
No, in the beginning of my interviews, as you will see in the beginning of your interview, I use her logo out of love and respect. Also, I love cats, but we'll make a long story short. I had a crush on her. I always wanted to meet her. Sadly, she passed away. So I came up with the idea of writing a book about her, but then I didn't know really much about her. There's stuff on the internet, but people, you don't know if that's true. People are just making crap up. And so I was like, well, why not do a picture book? And, one thing led to another. So I said, you know what? I'm going to use her logo because I love the saber-tooth tiger thing. It's really badass. And hopefully you would like it too. It's really cool. I designed it. It's just a thunderstorm in the background. It's really nice. And I'm just doing it out of respect, I think it's not something big, but, it's just enough to say I'm very respectful. You had an influence on my life growing up. So I want to show you that.
Right. That's awesome.
And while on subject, the yellow one was the best one out of all of them.
Yes, I agree.
And, she really opened doors. Now look at it like this. There's only 2 Power Rangers. And there's only 2 of them that really broke into the media world. Trini was in Spy Hard. She had like a 2-minute thing. She was in The Crow 2. That was a terrible movie, but I only saw her because of her. She was the best part of it.
Yeah.
And Kimberly was in Flashpoint.
She was a what?
Oh, Kimberly, the pink one, was in Flashpoint.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And,
I didn't know.
No, go ahead.
I didn't know that before.
It's Flashpoint or Breaking Point. It's one, but it was an ABC show.
Right, okay.
So,
cool.
Out of all of them, they did something. What's the other ones got to talk about? Being UFC, going to Africa, some other crap. It doesn't really matter. But Trini will always be the #1 Power Ranger, and always will be the best Yellow Ranger, period. And that's another racist thing, because that's another thing people say Power Rangers is racist. It's not racist, it's just stupidity.
Right.
But now, with that being said, we're going to take a quick commercial break. And with that being said, where's my paper? I have 2. You would think I would be more prepared, right? Now, for a commercial break, first one I'm going to say is anyone who's a fan of Target, there's a sale going on for 60% off all clearance items. If you're looking for a furniture patio set, it's 40% off all store-wide. And boys, girls, and babies, I try to have make impressions. So boys, girls, and babies who likes, I don't know if you ever heard of it, Cat and Jack.
No, I haven't heard of that one.
So there's a Cat and Jack franchise going around, and they're selling sneakers, shirts, pants, and the same thing, babies, boys, and girls. And you get an extra 30% off, and that's only at Target. And I really have to update this thing because they gave me this. I don't know if you can see it. And then it's like, oh, wow, cool. You want me to advertise, the Batman thing. And yesterday I got something else, so I guess, that's garbage, right? So, okay, I did a new one. But, if you like Batman pajamas, there's also stuff out there. I don't know why they send me stuff and say, I want you to promote this. Okay, next day, forget that. Promote this. And I'm like, it's already on my website. Okay, fine. I can multitask. But anyway, but the last thing I do want to say, then we go back to the show, is you should be on this, and I'm on there. And what I'm hinting towards is Celebrity VM. For anyone who, I give you a perfect example. Who's your favorite celebrity?
Ooh, let's see. You're going to have to ask me to pick one out of a hat, huh? Let's see. I'm going to say Brad Pitt.
Alright, well, I don't know if he's on there yet, but I know the guys are working on it. But for an example, if you want Brad Pitt to give you, go to celebrity.com. I'm on there. Hopefully one day Brad Pitt will be on there. I know the owners are working and getting people. There's people from Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, The Walking Dead, WWE, TNA, wrestling, drama actors, and basically you come across my profile for $20. I can say anything you want. It's my brother's birthday. Can you wish him a happy birthday? I'm getting a job. I'm getting married. There's a wedding proposal. Can you give me a recommendation? Can you give me a show? Whatever you want. Me and a whole bunch of other celebrities, as long as it's not provocative or perverted, we will go and say it, and we get a small fee. For me, it's $20 because I'm just starting out. But there's people out there that, want 100 and up. That's kind of asking a little too much. But, I'm humbled. $20. So if you want something from me, a birthday shout out, a recommendation, anything, $20, go to CelebrityVM.com. With that being said, going back to the show, like I said, I'm really out of practice. Lots going on. So going back, who influenced you to become a hairstylist? And how did you also become, are you also an actor as well?
I have acted in a couple of things, a lot more things when I was younger, just for, projects of friends. I was doing makeup for these projects, and then sometimes they would pull me in front of the camera because they needed either an extra person or they thought that I looked good for the shot, which usually happens. With this last project that I worked on, that I had like I was saying things in this, it was a fluke. I was doing the makeup and the hair for this project as well, and I read for the part, and they were like, hey, well, you should do this part, instead of us finding somebody that, could do it. I'm like, okay, well, I'm already here, I might as well. So, that was fun. It's called Oh Baby, and it's actually not up anywhere yet, but I will let you know when it's up so that everybody can watch it. As far as my influence in hair, I had a hairstylist starting at 12 years old that my parents brought me to because I was getting a little older. Fantastic Sam's and Supercuts weren't doing it for me anymore, and they thought, well, probably should treat her to something nicer so she can get used to this and understand what the real world is all about. So I watched what he did, and I liked it, and I thought, well, how would I possibly get into something like this? For years and years, I didn't know how to get into it. I went ahead and got into college, and my dad had asked me, well, what are you going to do? What are you going to take? What do you think you want to do for the rest of your life? I'm like, I don't know. So I looked up cosmetology, thinking that it was makeup. I was really interested in makeup. I wanted to learn special effects makeup and beauty makeup so I could do runway and print models that way. And when I got into the class, it seemed like it was so much more than what I thought it was. So that was really exciting. And I called my parents immediately and I said, I think I found what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. They said, we're really proud of you. Keep it up. I think you're right on with this. So kind of fell into it that way. And I've been doing it for 15 years.
Well, congrats.
Thank you.
Now, the next question I was going to ask you was, what is your favorite hairstyles on doing yourself, number one? And number two, have you ever worked on anyone famous or any extras?
I work on extras all the time. I've got a really awesome client that comes in all the time. She tells me about her extra work. I have actually worked beside somebody who was doing Tom Sizemore's hair. So that was pretty awesome. I got to meet him. He and I became friends. He was starting a band at the time, and I told him my boyfriend at the time played bass. So got his number, kind of collaborated a band thing, so that was kind of cool. I don't think that they talk anymore, but it was really neat at the time.
Yeah, that's really cool. Now, what about any TV shows and movies? Have you gotten the chance to try out to be like a hairstylist on TV? Or, there's other companies. There's the WWE that looks for a hairstylist.
Right.
There's TNA Wrestling. Are you into that? Or
I'm interested in watching those shows because they're very interesting to watch, just to see what people are coming up with as far as new hairstyles go, or makeup as well. So, yeah, I like watching them. I don't think I would ever go on one, though, just because I don't like competition. if that makes sense. So I'll just keep doing what I do and be happy with what it is, and that's fine for me.
No, absolutely. Now I'm going to pass the show back to you. Was there anything you wanted to talk about? Anything you wanted to promote? It's your time after all.
Let's see. Anything I want to promote? Well, my current boyfriend has a podcast that talks about men, women, dating, sex, and relationships. It is called The Robert Robbins Show, and you can listen to his show on iTunes. He has a lot of really good information for those who are in a brand new relationship or are single at the moment and are looking for a relationship, what to do, what not to do. So yeah, just go ahead and listen. I mean, I post a lot of relationship type posts on Facebook all the time, so that's kind of where I'm getting a lot of that information from, and the interest in posting those things is because my boyfriend does things like that. Let's see, what else? Just promoting my hair, you know. Come get your hair done with me if you're in LA. I work on Ventura Boulevard. You can message me, look me up on Facebook and Instagram. You can find me at Therapy by Nicolette on Facebook, and at Therapy by Nicolette on Instagram, so you can check my work out. Also, find me on Yelp, which is Therapy by Nicolette again. So yeah, just come visit me. I'd love to do your hair.
Well, I should hire you. I look like crap right now. You know, I tried growing my hair out long, but then it got too long, and I tried growing a beard, and I was like scratching. I was like, no, I like keeping it short. I like having no beard, even though, you know, it's kind of ridiculous I have a stubble. You know, Ryan, I hate shaving because I shave my beard, and it's like, oh, it's nice and smooth. Go sleep. Look in the mirror. It grew back. Oh, Jesus. And I was thinking about getting it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So it grows back so quick, huh?
Yeah, I have that problems really now. And I was thinking about getting a laser hair remover treatment because I'm so tired of just shaving every single day and walking around. I give you a funny story. I shave once a week, my beard. Yeah. And the reason for that is I'm just throwing myself out there because, you know, I'm trying to make you laugh. The reason I do it is because I went somewhere and I had a big mark on my face. So from my eyes straight down to my mouth, it's just this big-ass scratch. And people kept looking at me. It's like, yes, I know. I messed up shaving, and my coworkers were like, I see you messed up shaving today. I was like, yeah, is it that obvious? Here, let me put a number mark on my face so it matches. So, I hate it. You know, I don't have the best.
Draw it on with a pen. That's funny. Well, I mean, you know, sometimes that happens. You just kind of have to roll with the punches.
No, absolutely. And if your boyfriend's interested, maybe he can hook me up with some tips. I really hate being single. You know, I do watch, you know, my two brothers came out of a bad relationship. A bad marriage, actually.
Oh, man.
You know, I try to hold myself to a better standard.
Yeah.
A better standard, so it's like I'm not gonna make stupid decisions. But
right.
I'm always looking, you know, I'm trying to get my talk show going. You know, if you're interested, I can tell you about my talk show.
Sure.
You know, I started, don't ask me why, but seeing I could get idea at the time. I suffer from depression and social anxiety.
Okay.
And long story short, I got sick from working retail and I was burnt. And this is after Hurricane Sandy. So end of 2012, beginning 2013. And I'm sitting around and I'm looking at, I use my brother for an inspiration. He calls me an ass kisser. Maybe I am. I do look up to him. He doesn't like when I say that, but I do walk up to him.
Yeah.
But I just got tired of sitting around and everyone's doing their own thing. You know, they're writing books and one's a school teacher, and everyone dealt with a disability one time or another. Now I'm sitting here saying if they can do something with their lives, and I admit I screw up everything I touch. If you give me your guitar behind you, I bet you in 2 minutes I break it. Not deliberately, just because it's trying to find a word for it. It isn't. I don't know. There's a word for it, but I don't do things. People think I do things to get a reaction, and sometimes I do things to get a reaction, but I don't do it deliberately. And, you know, I do have a lot of stupidity moments.
Yeah.
So, you know, when I die, we can just say, oh, let's go to the highlight wheel. How many stupidity moments does Keith have? But really, there's a lot of different variations of the story. You know, I use my brother for an inspiration. I use my sister for an inspiration. But the biggest one is this. And this is for people out there. Don't let people label you with a disability. You know, because there's people I interviewed who has cerebral palsy and he's a filmmaker. There's a one actress who's in a wheelchair and she's an actress. And I'm like, these people have disabilities. And there's other people who are mentally challenged or handicapped who have online special privileges and or been in Special Olympics and everything. And basically, I just got tired of labeling myself. And so basically, I was going to say to people that, you know, I have a learning disability. For the longest time, I was using it as a crutch. And I'm going to... Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, for the longest time, I was using my learning disability as a crutch. Can't do this. I can't do that. I can't drive. I can't go to college. Can't have a normal job. So one day, like I said, I used my brother for an inspiration and a couple other people. And I'm like, screw it. I'm going to show you. You know, you labeled me as mentally disturbed, retarded, whatever labels you want to throw out there. You label, not saying you directly, but people labeled me, you know, as this and that. I'm going to show you with a disability, I can still mount to something. And thanks to you, we did over 243 interviews.
Wow.
When I first started, and this is when I said it should have been a podcast. You know, it should have been on YouTube or iTunes for that matter. But I didn't do... I was having panic attacks every time I was doing an interview. So I would say, well, tell us about yourself. You know, then I was firing up, then there's be a sudden pause, and I'm like, then I was like, gasping for air, and it's like, okay, now it sounds like something's wrong with you. Even though, hence, I have a disability, but that's not the point. But I came up with another thing. Long story short, people said, why don't you have a publicist, why don't you have people helping you, blah, 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 fast forward. And, so I did it over. This guy told me to do it over. And I said, thanks to you, we're up to 243. I originally was taking people at their word. Originally, I was at 300. You were supposed to be 342. But people were coming out of the woodwork, you know. They were saying to me, yeah, you know, you're doing a great thing. And this is how they talk. This is how... You know, you're doing a great thing and all. What my agent said and my publicist said, you're really degrading. You ask a lot of stupid questions. We really wanted nothing to do with people like you. And so they basically told me to shove the interview. So now, people are also saying to me, you need a publicist, you need a business writer. Fast forward, you need a couple months. So that was about this past February, actually. This past February, I reached out to a lawyer, senior advisor, and he said, you don't need a business license because you're online based. I don't recommend being trademarked because you're not that big. No one really cares about it.
Right.
And you're only going to piss $2,000 away. And how you're not making money, so how are you going to get the $2,000 back? So you don't need either of that. However, I would recommend, and what you did, is have people sign a quick release form. And basically, it talks about my talk show. It explains myself. I introduce myself. And it says, do I have your permission to interview you? So, 243 thanks to you. And I should have been doing that from the start. That was my stupidity. But I really didn't think it was a problem because people would say, hey, before we get started, do I have your... I have it on video. Do I have your permission to interview? Yeah, right. Sure, whatever. And it's, I don't know, it's one thing after another. But, all my interviews are different. It's not going to be the same repetition. When I first started, I interviewed for my green book. So, like I said, I asked you the current certain questions, and I pass it back. And then we would end the show on... where do you stand on gay rights? Where do you stand on legalizing marijuana? And I guess both certain questions people got crazy about. And there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, can you re-edit the video? Can you take that out? That's fine.
Right.
But what the problem was, the people were making idle threats to me.
Saying, that's good.
Yeah, absolutely. They're just being assholes. That's being making idle threats. So that's like, you know what? Every episode, every season, it's going to be different.
Good.
So, season 1, gay rights, gun controls. How did you become a hairstylist? And then season 2, okay, let's make it more interactive. I pass the show over to you like we did. You can ask me anything you want. And that's really about it. And now season 3, it's a combination of season 2, but also I'm hinting towards season 1. And now season 4, I might go back to my original theory. But I was supposed to be interviewing 2 people at once, but Skype wants more money, and, I really don't want to do all that. So, doing the best I can. So, with that being said, from single interviews, from double interviews, from group interviews, from asking hard-hitting subjects, I interview white people, black people, Spanish. I cover all my bases.
Good.
Men and women. I don't discriminate. And I do the best I can with the word and disability. And sometimes that's not good enough for people. It's a quote says you can please everyone most of the time, but you're not going to please everyone all the time. Because if you try to please everyone all the time, you're sending yourself up for failure.
Right.
And I don't know, I didn't mean to go on a little rant. This is your time after all, but I am looking at that red guitar behind you. Can you play that? And have you ever written any songs?
I'm not great at playing the guitar. I'm still learning. This one is actually not mine. I like it for the background, though.
No, it's really nice.
Mine is at a different location.
Out of the 2 behind you, which one do you like? Do you like the glue stick, or you like the harder rock and roll?
I like mostly country stuff. I do like a lot of classic rock too. I mean, Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd, those are my jams, So, but yeah, lately I've been listening to a lot more country stuff. I love Sarah Bareilles. I try to write songs myself, but like I said, I don't really know how to play the guitar right now. So all I hear in my head are things that I think sound good.
Right.
But I can barely get them out.
Same thing for my talks, though. I come up with ideas, and somehow it seems to backfire on me.
Yeah, it happens.
Now, wrapping up the show, I have 2 more questions on it, actually, but I took this from Bill O'Reilly. Going on the record. Actually, I'm going to save going on the record for my last question. Now, for people who want to know, are you into music? You mentioned Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin. And do you have any interest of learning how to play a guitar?
Oh yes, I do. I definitely do. I mean, I know a few chords, so I can play those. It just takes time for me to get the timing down so I can actually play songs, you know. And I'm pretty fresh at learning, so I tried to play a few years ago, and it sort of went okay. But I was playing and then had to stop to change the chords, and it didn't sound quite as well as I would like it to. But now that I kind of have a rhythm going, I think it's going to be a lot easier for me to pick up the guitar and play some songs. So, and no, I don't know how to play Led Zeppelin or Pink Floyd yet.
Well, actually, while on the subject of music, did you hear the new Disturbed song that came out?
I don't know. Maybe. I do like Disturbed quite a bit.
Well,
I don't think I've heard it yet.
Well, they did a cover album for, just trying to think on their names, Simon and Garfunkel. The thing Silence? Yeah, it was Silence.
Oh, yeah!
Hello, Darkness, my lonely friend. Or I know I just butchered it. It's really good. I'm going to send you the video after. It's really good. So,
okay.
I would love to see Disturbed. I want to see Kiss in concert. Yeah. Support my fellow. Go ahead.
That would be a fun show to see. Kiss, for sure. They're very theatrical.
No, absolutely. Support my fellow Jewish people out there.
Nice.
Bad joke, but it's it's funny. Kiss said with or without makeup, they will always be Kiss. And there's a wrestler, two of them actually, Sting and the Ultimate Warrior. And they both said with the makeup, without the makeup, they are still the person. So, I guess they're a Kiss fan.
Yep. That works.
Well, wrapping up, how can fall... like I said, I'm really sorry about this. I haven't done my interviews as a way. Just for a good cause like this, you would think people would flock to it. But finding people and then setting things up. Now there's a bed behind me. I'm sharing a room with my brother, so that's kind of throwing me off. It's like every time I make a set of cards, there's always someone that smacks it in and just has to mess it up. So, so I have ADD, so I'm constantly processing. I'm like a Mac computer. I'm always buffering.
Yep.
And it's a learning experience. But I have the heart, I have the passion for what I do. But this is about you. And wrapping up, how can people follow you on social media? Are you on Stage 32, LinkedIn, Twitter?
I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, and I'm on Facebook right now. I think I'm up to my limit on friends, but I think that you can still follow people regardless. So my name on Facebook is Nicolette Marie. And you can also follow me on Instagram as Nicolette Marie 143 for more of my modeling photos and a lot of selfies and a lot of inspirational motivational quotes that I like to post. And then on Twitter, I am also, it's Nicolette M143 on Twitter.
No, absolutely. And don't worry, all that's got to be in the description box. But wrapping up, going on the record like Bill O'Reilly, and all credit goes to the factor on that, but going on the record, when I first approached you for being a guest on my talk show, what was you can say anything you want. You can say I'm an asshole or anything. A wrestler, Sonny Ono, says I'm a good person, but I come off a little stiff. And maybe I am a little stiff, but I'm trying not to be robotic. So
right.
Some episodes are really good. Some episodes I have a stick up my ass. But it's a learning process. I know WWE won't take me now because I don't have a filter. I'm like, are you a CM Punk fan?
Am I what?
A WWE CM Punk fan?
No.
Alright, so CM Punk is basically a wrestler who straight edge. He has no filter. He says what's on his mind. So I'm like CM Punk. I have no filter. I walk to the beat to my own drum. I'm like the other wrestler, Edge, also known as Adam Copeland. I create my own opportunities. You asked me why before. Sorry. You said to me before we got started, why did I approach you? So going to what Edge says, I'm the ultimate opportunist. People didn't really give me an opportunity or give me opportunities. So I like creating my own opportunities and giving back to people. That's why I had people like you on the show, actors, actresses, everyone deserves a chance.
Right.
And there was only one person in my school that gave me a chance to be part of the audiovisual department, even though I did drove him nuts. But he was the only one who gave me a chance. He let me run around with the camera. For that, I will always be thankful for him. And I just like giving people a chance. It's like, like for you. So your honest opinion, when going on the record, when I first approached you, what was your honest opinion of me? How do you think the interview went? And how do you feel now?
Let's see. When you first approached me, I'm always concerned about people approaching me through Facebook because a lot of men like to hit on me and they like to send me very inappropriate pictures and say inappropriate things. So I was a little bit on guard. I had my walls up for a second. I read through everything that you said a couple of times so that I could really understand what it was that you were trying to get me to do. So once I figured out that you're a cool guy and I can trust you, I was like, okay, I would definitely do this show. This would be good. This would be good to get me out there and be able to talk to an audience because I feel like I'm ready for it now. So yeah, I'm glad that you approached me and asked me to be on this show. And I feel really good about the interview.
No, I appreciate it. Actually, one more subject, if you don't mind. And, we talked about Facebook. I used to use a website called, what was it? IMVU. It's Instant Messenger Virtual, IMVU, whatever the hell it is. It's basically you would create your own person and it's his own little world. And basically that's kind of like Facebook. But the problem is what those two have in common, and it's like this with all social media. There's good things about social media. There's bad things about social media. Some people say social media is bullshit. But social media really helped me out with my show. So I'm not saying anything bad. But the bad thing about social media is people like to abuse it. And people like to say, well, you have a learning disability. You're abusing it. And it's kind of like, you're just being an ass. But what you were saying, how people pretend to be something, but they're not. There's people who I interviewed, like Brett Hyman, and there's also another talk show host who uses Facebook, and they all said Facebook is hit and miss because you really don't know who you're talking to. So that's why mostly I use Stage 32, I use LinkedIn, and occasionally I use Facebook for the most part, but like you said, there's this 50-50 of saying, okay, are you really this talk show person, or are you really... I can give you a perfect example. First time I used Stage 32, and I don't mean to bitch to you, I apologize. But that's one more story, and I promise I will shut up. When I first used Stage 32, I came across a couple actresses and a couple actors. And when I first approached them, they seemed nice. They had a lot of pictures. They were very professional. And when I went to do the interview like we're doing right now, and I'm like, okay, is your mother around or something? No, that was me. How old are you? Oh, I'm 12 years old. Like, yep, bye.
Yeah.
You be people. There's constantly kids, especially kids, you know, pretending to be celebrities, but they're really 12-year-olds, and they ruin everything out there. So,
Yeah.
the last subject, social media, yes, it is bullshit, but it helped me out a lot. It helps you out a lot, especially
Yeah.
with your career. So,
Definitely.
no, go ahead.
Said definitely, especially for the hair business. Yelp is a very big thing for me.
Well, I don't know much about it. I heard a bit. What can you tell us about that?
About Yelp?
Yeah.
Well, it's social media, but it's more on the end of reviewing businesses. So currently, I think I've got somewhere around 50 reviews, and I've got 5 stars, which is really awesome. So any business that is up there, I suggest definitely looking them up, and or any place that you're interested in going, look it up on Yelp, see what the reviews are, and see what people are actually saying about it, because you get really good insight from people that will review businesses. It's kind of like your friend gives you a review about some place that they ate, or a bar that they went to, or a hair salon that they went to, or something like that. So it's a really good way for businesses to gain more business, and for people to experience what it is that you have to offer, really.
Well, I'm not really a business, but do you think I qualify?
Probably not.
Let's run it out there. But for people who want, and actually, if you use LinkedIn, and actually you should,
Yes.
it's really good. Well,
Yeah.
when they don't give you a hard time, they're really good. Now, it's best. Now my account's got to be turned off, right?
Oh.
But just kidding. I do like LinkedIn. Doing a little plug. But I have real recommendations people gave me. So, just in case I don't use LinkedIn anymore, I copy and paste the recommendations they gave to me, and you can go to the KeithAndrewNetWork.com, go to recommendations, and it's on there as well. So if you don't want to use LinkedIn, you say, okay, if he's who he is, go to my website. It's the same thing, but still,
Right.
With that being said, wrapping up, it was a real honor and privilege having you on the talk show. And I just want to say thank you for being a guest.
Thank you for having me. I'm very honored to be on your show.